Oh my God, I sound awful.
Do I really sound like that?
I sound so bad. These are the comments that I get in my emails from clients when they've recorded something and they're like, oh God, I hate the way I sound. How do I fix this? We went through in a separate video where I spoke to you about just the little techniques that you can do to actually warm up your voice, because that's a very important part of actually having a sound that you like in your podcast episodes, your videos, or your audiobook. All those techniques in the warm-up are key, okay? So watch that first or listen to that first. Once you've done that, then we can move on to the things that could definitely help you actually sound better in your recordings. There are a lot of things that people get agitated about when they listen back to themselves. And in fact, we have had clients that's why they start working with us, because they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to edit myself because I can't stand listening to myself. I want someone else to produce it so that I never have to hear it. That's valid. You can do that. That's fine. But if you're not in that space, if you can't afford to outsource all your things and you need to edit it yourself, you got to get a bit more comfortable with the actual way you sound. Some things you can't fix. Some things are just your voice. And that is more of a, like, you being confident and comfortable with who you are as a person and the way you sound as a person. Some of those things are little intricacies of your actual voice that will always be there, that are a part of your voice. And let's say, for example, English is a second language and you are struggling with the way you sound speaking English. That is not really something that you can change that much over a short period of time. If you're trying to improve the way you sound in English and maybe you have an accent, this is not the video for you, because that's not something I have any skills in. But do know that it does take considerable training to train out an accent. If we think about this now, the first thing that most people hate is the fact that they talk really fast. We can definitely fix that. Talking really fast can be because you literally aren't breathing. You're not breathing enough. We went through that in the previous episode and video as well. You need to relax in order to get the pace that you want. Giving you an example here. If I'm all hyped up, let's say I'm going to talk about myself, okay? Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm the head of Bamby Media. We're a podcast and video production company. We work with founders of brands and we help them produce podcasts for their brands to help their podcast grow in their thought leadership. See how fast that was? Like, that was really fast and also made me feel a bit manic, like when I'm actually talking. That's too fast. How is someone going to listen to that and take in all the information? They're not. They're going to feel like you're uncomfortable, and so that's going to make them uncomfortable and then probably turn you off. The way to combat that is to just slow down, is to actually put like a post-it note or something so that you remind yourself to slow down. If we try that same sort of thing again, let's say I'm going to talk about myself, which is one of the hardest things for people to do. They don't like talking about themselves, okay? Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm the head honcho here at Bamby Media. We're a podcast and video production company. We are based in Australia, but we have clients that we work with all over the world. We work with founders of brands, helping them build their thought leadership, their personal brands through the power of podcasting and video production. How was that as a reference to the other one? I got out what I was going to say more. It also allowed me to think about what I wanted to say more because I was talking slower. So it allowed for me to process what it was that I wanted to say before I said it. And again, this is a skill. It's not something that you'll be good at straight away. You may need dot points. This is what I'm going to say next, and then this, and then this. That's okay. That's fine. It's not a great idea to use a teleprompter if you can avoid it, or to have too many notes or scripting. The more you have a teleprompter or scripting, the more options there are for you to actually speed through the content, because you're just reading it and then it starts to feel and sound like you're reading it, and that's not genuine at all. I have no notes here. I have no script. I have no nothing. I'm just talking to you like you are someone in my house, in my studio. I'm talking to you like I would a friend, and it's okay if I stuff up. It's okay if I say some words that I don't necessarily want to say, because they'll be edited out. That's the point of editing. That's why editing is such a good thing, if you can afford to actually have it edited. That's the first thing, okay? We want to breathe, and then we want to actually be really cognizant of the fact that we need to slow down when we talk. And some of the ways that you can build in the slowness is actually just pausing. There's a pause right there. So when you pause, that allows for space. That allows for you to feel like you have taken ownership on what you're saying, and the listener, it actually gives them a moment to go, oh, this person's intriguing. This person feels different from other people because they've paused. And they're not thinking that necessarily. Like they're not like, oh, this person, blah. It's like a subconscious thing that they're actually perceiving you in that way because you have pause. So using pauses when you're podcasting, when you have videos that you're recording, when you're doing audiobooks, the power of the pause is huge. It is so big. And it will also actually stop you from saying and because you've paused instead. The power of the pause is so much better than the power of an When someone says and especially when they say too many of them, it makes them sound a bit like they don't know what they're talking about. They don't feel like they're as much of a thought leader, I suppose, especially when I come across that. And I'm seeing that, in podcast episodes or videos, and there's just saying all the time. I'm like, man, just take a break, just take a pause. You will come off so much more confident if you take out the and you replace it with a pause. So that's my next tip. Replace the with a pause and allow yourself that just silence that feels awkward, because the silence that to you feels awkward is actually powerful to the person listening and to the person watching you. And if the pause is too long, you can just tighten it up and just edit it a little bit. That's completely fine, but you can't really lengthen something if you've spoken too fast or if you put too many in, especially with video. Trying to cut out all those is an absolute nightmare. So just pause, just take a pause, relax and chill, and you'll be fine. The next thing we're going to talk about is the actual tone of your voice. So people saying that they sound boring. Oh my gosh, that is also something like a monotonous tone. Okay, so this is an example of a monotonous tone. So I've got these microphones here in front of me. I've got a DJI mic. I've got a DJI mic mini, although that's the other way around. Sorry, that's the mic mini. And this is the DJI big one. And I've got a Rode. This thing, it's so hard for me to be monotone, right? That's so boring. I want to go to sleep. It's putting me to sleep. Instead of that, what I want you to do is actually, now I'm talking to you, my cheekbones are up. This is something that we learn as singers, as vocalists, to have your cheekbones up. It means that you're kind of smiling. You're smiling as you're talking, and that gives you more energy as a speaker, and it actually makes you come across more energetic to the person listening. More bubbly, more excitable, just a bit more fun. It's more than I would be if I was talking to someone on a couch next to me. I wouldn't be like, hey, here's my cheekbones, but there's an element of it. I still do it most of the time when I'm talking because I want to appear more enthusiastic, and I am a very enthusiastic person. So I use my cheekbones and a smiley sort of vibe to the way I talk so that I come across in a way that people are excited to listen to. So if we do the same thing again right now, I've got in my hand the DJI mic mini, although this case is quite big for what you would think is a mini microphone. And then I've got this other one here. This is the DJI Mic Pro. And I also have this other little one here. This is the Rode Mic Mini. I'm yet to review and battle all of these together. That is a video that's coming soon, FYI. Can you hear the difference between that? I would hope so. A lot of the time, you're probably listening and looking at that and being like, of course I need to speak with more energy, but the amount of people that don't, their default is no, the default is they don't do it. That is something that is a skill that you have to develop. So instead of coming with the frown, like the sad eyes and the no cheekbones up and the just kind of your resting bitch face, instead of coming like that, which is, it's your normal face, that's fine. But it's not how you present for camera. You present for camera by cheekbones up, maybe my eyebrows are up a little bit, and I'm just presenting in a way that is a little bit more engaging to the person actually watching and listening to me. Even if you're not recording video, this is a very good habit to get into because you sound better. You just sound better, right? You sound clearer. You have more space inside of your mouth because your cheekbones are up. Your palate is more open. and you will just have a better experience overall. So that's my next thing, right? You've got some breathing techniques to slow you down to improve your pace. We've got some pausing happening so that you're not umming and ahhing all over the place, and that you're building that thought leadership by having the pause, the power of the pause. And then you are using your cheekbones and a smile face to actually improve the way you sound, to get rid of the monotone. These are the keys. These are the big things that people often don't think about when they are recording. And it's a lot of the reason why they think they sound bad is because of those things. The other thing that we can do, and you may have noticed I've been doing throughout this whole thing, we use like a melody to the way we talk. So instead of it being like, I'm just the same note, this is the same note that I'm talking, that will mean that I sound monotone because I'm just using basically the same note all the time. Instead, we create a melody to the way we talk, where we go up and we go down and we go up and we go down, so that you sound more interesting. See, there we go. I went down. More interesting. If you're trying to get your point across, there we go. I went up, point across. Then you come down after that. Today, I'm going to talk about this microphone right here and why it's not very good. So I went up here and then I went not very good. So we've got use of tone, use of actual melody in the way we sound to make you sound more fun, to make you sound like you know what you're talking about more, to make you sound like they want to keep listening to you because you have a nice feel, you have a nice sound. I mean, I hope that that's the way you feel when you're listening and watching me right now. I have a tonality that makes you feel warm, makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel like you want to keep listening to me. And that's from these things that we've gone through. Play with this inflection, play with this tone, play with this melody in your voice, and it's not going to be something that you're good at straight away. And sometimes you go overboard too, where it's then you start going up all the time and then you want to go down and like it's too much. So you'll have to find a middle ground where you start to present in a way where you're not giving it too much energy and making it sound really weird. You'll get better at that over time the more you do it. But it's something to be aware of. You need to have melody in your voice. I would also recommend that you watch some other people or listen to. If you have other people that you listen to and you watch on YouTube or podcasts or whatever, listen to them and listen not to what they're saying, but the way they're saying it. Simon Sinek is a really good example. I really like the way he speaks, and he's got a lot of power in the way he presents. He uses a lot of pause. He also uses a lot of melody in the way he speaks as well. So that, again, he's a thought leader in his space. I'm very sure of what he's saying based on the way that he's presenting the information. So make a little list of some people that you really find powerful in your industry or in your field, or people that you want to learn from, and listen to the way they talk, not what they're saying, but the way they're speaking. And then you'll be able to, based on this episode, this video that I've just shared with you, find and kind of recognize the tools that they're using to improve the way they sound, and you'll be able to then emulate that and try those things for yourself. I really hope that this was very helpful for you. I'm very passionate about helping people sound better and feel more confident in their voices. And so if I've helped one person today, that would be amazing. If you have some comments, if you have any like particular, what about this? I have this particular really annoying thing that I do. Just put it in the comments and maybe I'll do a video on how to address that particular concern. Or if I don't know, I can certainly refer you to some fantastic public speaking coaches and voice coaches that will help you through any particular challenges that I can't help you with as well. That's it for this video. That's it for this podcast episode. I hope you have enjoyed it and have a wonderful day. See how I went down at the end? Do that as well. Bye.